What's up, everyone? This is Hander from Fear Productions. It's been a while since my last video. Just want to say Happy New Year to everyone. Hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas. Wanted to take some time today, since it is New Year's Eve. We're getting ready to go into 2019 and talk about the TMC. So I wanted to reflect. I've had the TMC since it came out. Well, maybe not exactly since it came out. I've been using it for 2 years now. I can't remember exactly when it came out, but so for 2 years I've used it. So I wanted to give a nice, long time period of use before I gave a full assessment of the marker here. And so I want to talk about it a little bit, and then figured I'd just do a video and bring you guys along. Now, the last time, no, it should look like this in the last helmet cam video that I did. As you see, I put a shorter, I have a shorter barrel on it now. This is a Lapco Big Shot Assault 16 inch with the G36 tip, just to emulate the duckbill muzzle or flash device on a actual M16. But everything else is the same. I left everything else as is. Now I still have the flask barrel. I switched between it and this barrel, just how I felt at the time. This is a 690 bore Big Shot Assault. So, having said that, I wanted to give some of my thoughts on the TMC here. I am very happy with it, but it does have its quirks that I had to learn to work through. I have not, excuse me, I have not used it with the hopper on it yet. Never really intended, excuse me, get some coffee here. Good stuff. I never intended on using this with the hopper on it. My intent when I bought this 2 years ago was to get back into paintball, but I wanted to do it and be able to play and not have to use that much paint, because as we all know, paint is expensive. And I didn't want to have to purchase case after case per game, every game. With this, if you're looking at getting into MagFed, I will say that my first game starting back in paintball, I didn't have this. I actually had just the TPX pistol, and I had like 6 or 7 mags with it. And then after that game is when I purchased this. So 2 years minus 1 game. But any kind of mag fed, if you're on a budget, this is a great gun to get. Out of the box, I never had problems with mine. But I will throw in a caveat that this was hard to use during the winter. But I don't think it was the marker itself that was the issue. I think it was these. I think it was the magazines. I got 2 more of these for Christmas. I lost 2 of them the last game that I played, so I asked for some for Christmas, and I got some. So it's awesome. But I think the major downfall of this marker is the magazine, which is the selling point of this marker. During spring, summer, fall, not one issue. These things perform flawless. You keep them clean, they'll run fine. Now, I will say that if you shoot firearms like me and you own several ARs, or even one AR and multiple magazines, and you train and everything, and you're used to firing and just, dropping a mag, putting another one in and going. You can't do that with these. Dirt gets in these things, and once you do, you're going to start having, or once it does, you're going to start having trouble with these mags. And that's with any mag, even with the pistols, with anything. You can't get dirt or grime or anything in these things. They're just not built for it. Because you got to think, you have a main spring in here that's running everything, and you have all the paint that relies on this one little ratchet that's at the top of the mag. If anything gets into that whole mess, you're done. So I learned very quickly, and where we play, you've seen most of our videos, is at Three Rivers Paintball. There's a lot of places at Three Rivers that is muddy, is just this nasty, especially if it rains or it gets done snowing, is just this horrible gunk mud that you don't want your magazines falling in that. And after one game I played, I'm used, like I said, it was actually the first game that I played with this, and I was used to just drop a mag out, slam another mag in. That's another thing you can't do with these things. You can't slam a mag in, tap rack bang. No, you can't do that. So I learned very quickly that when I'm ejecting a mag, pull the mag out. Sorry, I just got a text message. Mute that. Mute the other thing here. Got all my devices going off all at once. Pull the mag out, put it in the dump pouch, another mag, gently put mag in. Even in the middle of a firefight, you got to train yourself to do that, because if you don't, you can break paint easily. Just be cautious, be mindful of what you're doing when you're putting mags in and taking mags out of the TMC. Now, I had very limited play with a First Strike T15. I think that's what it is, the T15. Of course, back then it was the Tiberius T15. That was a good rifle, or a good marker. Metal mags, but I only got to play one game with it, and the one that I was playing with had some issues, so I didn't really get to play the day with it, which is what I really wanted to do. But that's what geared me to get this. I think that was the first game that I had returned to paintball, and I just had the TPX, and one of my buddies was there with the T15, and he let me play with it. But I digress. So overall, I'm really happy with this. I mean, when you see me start modding a marker like this, you know it's gonna stick around. And internals are almost identical to a 98 Custom. You can see my Thompson up there. I'm going to be using it a lot more this season. I got a Cyclone feed for it on the way. So I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between the two of these. That one will come out if I just do feel the urge to go through a lot of paint. But for the most part, now I know I said a while ago that I was going to get the air through stock system for this. I'm not going to. After looking at it, I just don't, one, I don't like the way it looks. Two, it adds a little bit more length than I would like. I'm just going to stick with this. If I ever want to go back to maybe another look, I still have all the other parts. I actually contacted Tippmann to send me another stock tube. I have my Magpul stock that is on that tube. I can just pop this pin out, take this stock off, put the other tube on, put the pin back in, go back to a newer style carbine rifle type look. But functionally, I mean, it's a Tippmann. The thing works. Like I said, the biggest flaw is the selling point of the rifle, and that's the magazines. But that can be remedied as long as you're very cognizant of the fact that these can't be treated like normal AR-15 magazines. If you shoot AR-15s or variants of such, I mean, if you're used to mag-fed and all that, then this would be normal to you, and you wouldn't have to worry about it. But you gotta keep these clean. That's that's the big thing, and I have a video outlining that, but that's my big complaint about the TMC. Everything else I've not had a problem with. Well, I take that back. One other thing, and that this actually could be how I have this modded, because if you see right here where the knob is supposed to be, I actually had to put my own washer and nut and tighten it down in order to compensate for the carry handle nut right there. I have had very few instances where I've had a ball roll out, and I keep checking my detent, and the detent looks fine. So I don't know if it's just because this is becoming loose up here during play and I'm not paying enough attention to it, and I need to tighten it down. Just check it throughout the day. But that might be my doing. So that's something to keep in mind. I don't know if anyone else with a TMC would like to chime in if you've ever had that happen to you. But sorry, the road's right out there, and there's a lot of trucks that pass by the main road. Things I would like to see in the future for this marker that might prompt me to purchase like a revision to this marker, or contact Tippmann to maybe get new shells. Fully auto capability, something that I would probably never use, but it would be nice to have. Now, I would never be able to use it at Three Rivers, because Three Rivers doesn't allow fully automatic of any kind. But it would be nice to have that functionality if we go to any big games, if I ever do. I got a baby on the way, so that's, not that I really wanted to go to any big games just because of the expense, but if ever in the future that I choose to go to one, it would be nice to have, a couple, more mags packed on me and full auto capability, but I digress. Native first strike capability would be awesome as well. The mags are not first strike capable. There are a lot of guys out there that can make them first strike capable, tutorials, everything. If you search it, Google it, I'm sure you can find how to make these mags and the inside of here first strike capable. Again, something that I'm not really, something that I probably wouldn't do. One, I don't want to pay for first strike mag or first strike rounds. Two, Three Rivers, because of their, it's just one of the rules, you can't do first strike there, so it would be of no use to me. But it would be if we ever go to another field, which I've played at a couple other fields in West Virginia and stuff like that allow first strike and full auto. So just having those options. I would like to see this grip changed. Of course, for me, it's different. I have really big hands, So I don't know. There's just something about this grip that I don't like. I can't really explain it. I would like I would like to see some company or someone make a 3D printed actual like A2 style grip with the channel that runs, for the airline to go down through it. That would be cool. I'd buy that. But everything else, like I said, I'm happy with. I'm going to continue using this marker as my primary marker, along with my TMC as my sidearm, or I'm sorry, the TPX as my sidearm, and my Tommy gun, my Thompson M1 up there as when I feel like, just letting loose. Not that it has a RT or a E-grip in it, just having a hopper on it and being able to shoot more than 20 rounds at a time. But yeah, I'm satisfied with my purchase. I would recommend this marker to anybody. The base marker, I think you can still get the base marker, and you can get it in all black now. The base marker and 2 mags, I think, is still $199. So for $200, you can get a good start. I know there's sites out there that you can get a package deal for like $100 more. You can get all set up. So if you're looking at MagFed play on a budget, but you still need to, get started and you need equipment, TMC is where you want to start. So I know some people would disagree with me. To each their own. I've used Tippmann's my entire paintball career and not really had issues with any of them. Even in the winter, like I said, the core marker itself in the winter, if I would have slapped the elbow on this and ran hopper, I probably wouldn't have had any issues. But you have to be very careful with these in the winter, especially in the winter. So what I will say, ending, in closing, when you're playing in the winter, MagFed, if the field that you are playing at offers a paint with a thicker shell, it's usually the field grade paint. Whatever they're offering is the field grade paint, because most places will have field grade and tournament grade paint. Tournament grade is obviously going to be your more expensive paint. Opt for the field grade. It's usually, I don't want to say less accurate, because accuracy, there's a lot of factors that go into accuracy, and I made another video about that I'll link at the end of this video. But it's not even necessarily the lesser quality paint, because I've shot field grade paint that's awesome. But you want paint during the winter, especially for this, it's going to be thicker shelled, because you're going to need it for the MagFed play. It's just going to help just a little bit. You're still going to get some breaks, but I know the one game that I played, and it was about 20 degrees outside, that I started out with the tournament grade paint, and this became a blender. And that was because of these. Had to set out an entire game, get this all cleaned up. I went and exchanged the remaining tournament grade paint that I had for the field grade, and I was actually able to play the rest of the day. Now, given I had probably 3 or 4 breaks the rest of the day, but they weren't, I had to set out the rest of the, an entire game and clean my gun. I broke a ball in the barrel, and I was able to take the barrel off clean and get back in the game. So I've rambled on enough. If you're still here, thank you for watching the video. Stay tuned for more. This year is going to be a little bit more difficult for me. I'm going to try and get out to all the Mission Masters games this year. And if I get a chance to go back out to Preston County Paintball and play, I'm going to do that. Uh, it's going to be a different year for me because, like I had mentioned earlier, I'm going to be a daddy. So, got a baby on the way coming in spring. So, depending on when the first Mission Masters game is, I might be missing that first game. I missed the last game of last year because I was sick. That sucked. Woke up, went to bed early, expecting to wake up early to head out, and I woke up with a nasty migraine. So that sucks. But these things happen. We'll hope for the best this year, and hopefully I'll be able to make it to that first game and the rest of them this year and get you guys some good footage. If I get a chance to try out any new equipment this year, I will do so and bring you guys videos. And just stay tuned. I'll try and get as many paintball videos as I can out to you guys. I appreciate everyone sticking along and who have stayed subscribed to the channel for so long. It's been different, and like I said, I do thank you. I'm getting kind of emotional here, so. I'm just glad I'm able to continue playing, and hoping to grab a couple more of the guys and keep fear going. So we'll press on and bring you guys more content. I'll still have more firearm content that I have on the docket, and just appreciate everything. Thank you guys for staying subscribed. Share the channel, and if you have any questions, comments, please leave them below. Send me messages. I will post this up on Facebook as well. Leave comments on the video. And you guys have a great day. God bless. Happy New Year.